Who could imagine the life of Yosef HaTzadik? He goes from being the most beloved of the children in the eyes of Yaakov Avinu, growing up in the tents of study with his care and his love and concern. Then with his dreams, he becomes despised and degraded in the eyes of his brothers. They want to kill him, only to change their minds, throw him into a pit, surrounded by scorpions and snakes, and then thrown into the back of a caravan heading to the land of Egypt. And Egypt were no friends of the Jewish people. And when he gets there, he is recognized as a Hebrew, and he's made into a slave, and he has menial, lowly work that is completely beneath the dignity of Yosef HaTzadik. Imagine how Yosef felt. He went from the pinnacle of success, spiritual greatness, love from his father, adornment from his parents, from his brothers, in the land of Eretz Yisrael, only to end up in the pit of misery there in the house as a slave in the land of Egypt. How alone, how depressed, how sad Yosef must have been. And yet the Torah tells us, Hashem es Yosef. But God was with Yosef. Wherever he went in Egypt, when he swept the floor, God was there. When he took out the trash, God was there. When he was in charge of making sure the bathrooms were clean, God was there. When his master was telling him all these things to do, when he was calling him names, you Jew, God was there. How's it possible that with everything that he went through, Hashem was always there? Says Rashi, Shem Shemayim Shagar Befiv, which means that Yosef constantly had God's name in his mouth. In the pit of Egypt, in the lowliness of a slave, in the darkness of the life that he was in, Yosef never stopped talking about Hashem. And that's why God was with him, because Yosef brought Hashem into his life. When you would hear him speak, Baruch Hashem, how's everything? Great, he would say. Hashem's going to help. Whenever he had an activity he had to accomplish, Hashem is going to help me complete and accomplish what I need to do. And even though there was darkness, and even though that he was far from home, and even though people didn't recognize the quality of who Yosef HaTzadik truly was, the Torah tells us that he was Ish Matzliach. He was a man of tremendous success. What was his success? That Hashem was always with him. When Hashem is always with you, you will succeed. You will grow. You will overcome the challenges. You will increase your closeness and your honor and your glory that your neshama wants to have. When you make Hashem Shagar Befiv, something that you talk about constantly, and you bring him into your life, then Hashem will bring you into his world. And you will be matzliach, you will succeed in everything that you do. May we be zeicha, may we merit to learn from the life of Yosef HaTzadik. No matter where a person goes, Hashem is coming with you. No matter what you are going through, Hashem is going through it with you. If only we mention and we bring him into our lives, then Hashem will always be there. Have a wonderful Shabbos.